Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Education Abroad Fair. This morning, we're going to talk about programs for students in the College of Health and Human Sciences. I'll do some introductions shortly so you know who I am and a little bit about me, but I want to start with the CSU Land Acknowledgement. Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This was also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native tribes. We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed. CSU is founded as a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion. And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment. If you would like to turn this land acknowledgement into action, I would encourage you to reach out to the CSU Native American Cultural Center to learn more about how you can engage with, support, and advocate for Native tribes whose land we occupy. My name is Christopher Snodgrass. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I am an Education Abroad coordinator, and I manage our exchange programs in the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand, as well as all of our international internship programs around the world. Joining me today is my colleague, Nicole Pulaski, who will serve as the moderator for this session. Thank you for being here, Nicole. Our webinar does not have a chat function, but there is a Q&A where you can post questions and interact with Nicole if you would like. We will end the session with a few minutes for questions, but feel free to post your questions as we go through the presentation as well. You might have already attended an Education Abroad 101 or some of our other presentations through the fair. Maybe you were with us in person yesterday. A lot of these sessions provide an overview of education abroad at CSU, the skills you gain from education abroad, why it's important, and a breakdown of different program types. For this session, we'll talk specifically about some programs that are recommended for majors in your college. But before we jump into that, I wanted to dispel some myths about education abroad. First things first, an education abroad experience should not delay your graduation. In fact, with good planning, it will enhance your degree, help you graduate on time, and in some cases, maybe even help you graduate early. Second, there's a myth that education abroad is more expensive than courses and living here at CSU and in Fort Collins. There are expensive programs, but many are priced similarly to the cost of attendance at CSU and a semester in Fort Collins. Some programs are even less expensive. Third, if you'd like to start early and talk to your academic advisor about going abroad, you will be able to fulfill course requirements while abroad. This could be courses required for your major or electives. We recommend getting started early by working with your academic advisor and our office. Lastly, our risk management team has certainly had a busy time since the pandemic started. We have an international risk manager who constantly monitors and communicates some of the challenges and risks that students may face while they're abroad. By working together, we can foster responsible and successful experiences around the world. Okay, let's talk a little bit specifically about CHHS students going abroad. Here's a breakdown of the number of students in each major who have gone abroad just over the last few years. As you can see, students really from every area of your college go abroad. While there may be some students in majors that go abroad a little more often, we have programs available to fit any plan of study. So the big takeaway is just don't assume that you can't go abroad as a student in the College of Health and Human Sciences. Some of the top destinations for CHHS students include Italy, Costa Rica, Spain, and Japan. So you can see that students in your college are really able to go all over the world. These are certainly not the only places you can go. They're just the top 5. You can come in and talk with us, tell us where you want to go, what you want to study, and we'll help you find the right program for you. I just want you to be able to see there are programs all over the world that could work with your major. One of the ways that we can help you find a program that fits your academic studies is through what we call recommended programs. Nearly every CSU department now has approved a recommended programs abroad list. We created these lists in partnership with the academic departments, with the faculty and advisors in each department. Together, we looked at hundreds of programs all over the world, reviewed the coursework available through each program, and developed a list of programs with robust course offerings for each area of study. By no means are these the only programs you can look into, but it's a great place to start because you can be confident if a program is on this list, there are multiple courses that could fulfill your degree requirements. As always, be sure to communicate with your academic advisor or your ASC about your academic needs. Each student situation is unique, but these lists are a great place to start. To find recommended programs for your area of study, you can visit the CSU Education Abroad website and click on recommended programs right at the top of the page. From there, select the College of Health and Human Sciences, and you'll find this list of academic departments. Find your department and click on the link to see a customized list of programs recommended just for your area of study. Let's talk through just a small sample of these recommended programs so that you can get an idea of the type of experiences that you can have abroad. So I'm going to share examples of different program models or different types of programs that are on the recommended programs list for CHHS. Again, these are just a few of the many opportunities abroad that may be particularly good fits for you and your academic plan. This first example is what we call a staff and faculty-led program. These programs are led by a CSU faculty or staff member who takes a group of CSU students abroad together, and you take a CSU course while you're abroad. This program specifically is community education and health in Zambia. The participants in this program assist Zambians in education settings like schools, after-school programs, adult literacy, physical education programs, and community health areas like clinics, home-based care, health education, and gender equity programs and sustainable building. So whether you're interested in education, community and public health, or even more, this program could really give you learning and experiences that you'd not be able to get locally at CSU. Next, I want to highlight the Hospitality and Tourism program in Thailand. This is also a staff and faculty-led program. Thailand is known as the land of smiles. Students engage in hands-on experiences such as shopping at a local floating market, cooking authentic Thai cuisine, interacting with elephants at an ethical sanctuary, and staying the night in a meditation bungalow. The experiences of getting to learn about hospitality and tourism in a business and global context can be an exceptional supplement to what's learned here in the classroom at CSU. The last staff and faculty-led program that I want to highlight is called Medical Shadowing in Croatia. If you're interested in healthcare-related fields, this might be a perfect program for you. Students will have the opportunity to participate in hands-on medical shadowing. Students will be paired together and assigned to a doctor, so 2 students to a doctor, to follow on their medical rotations. In addition to medical shadowing, students will take a course which focuses on program reflection, cultural competencies, and a comparison of healthcare systems. You could not get this experience here locally because not only will you shadow a doctor, but you'll also be challenged to reflect and critically analyze your experiences, which will provide you with a richer understanding of the medical profession and of yourself. Okay, so those are some staff and faculty-led programs. There are several others. That's just some that I wanted to highlight. Next, I want to talk about what we call an affiliate program. Affiliates are third-party organizations that we partner with. So while they are outside of CSU, we know and trust our affiliates and send many CSU students on their programs every year. We work with our affiliates to give you more options for where you can go and what you can study all over the world. This affiliate program is AIFS in Stellenbosch, South Africa. This program is good for fermentation science and technology and really has coursework that fits basically any major. Students can take courses from the full curriculum available at Stellenbosch University. Stellenbosch is a college town tucked up in the mountains an hour from Cape Town. Students get paired with a local student to help them navigate the transition, and the program also includes an excursion to the Garden Route, one of the most beautiful parts of South Africa. The last program model that I want to highlight is called an exchange program. An exchange is a direct partnership between CSU and a university abroad. We send students there, and then they send students to CSU. This means there will always be multiple CSU students on campus with you while you're abroad. And when you return to CSU, there very likely will be students from that university on campus here with us in Fort Collins. One of our exchange programs that's a good fit for many health and human sciences students is Limerick. Limerick is our only exchange program in Ireland. Limerick is a small town of about 60,000 people on the west coast of Ireland with a really traditional Irish community and culture. So compared to a place like Dublin, which is much larger, much more international, and much more cosmopolitan, Limerick really provides an authentic Irish experience. The other thing I love about Limerick, being on the west coast of Ireland, it is super close to all of the big attractions like the Cliffs of Moher, the Ring of Kerry, the Dingle Peninsula. all of those are really easily accessible from Limerick. So now that we've kind of looked at some different programs, talked through different program types, different program models, one of the things we want to talk about is how the going abroad actually works, how the credits actually work. How do you get your credits back from abroad to apply to your CSU degree? This question really depends on the type of program you're on. Each of our programs works a little bit differently, but we're definitely here to help you work through the process. CSU offers over 100 programs that give students CSU credit. All of our staff and faculty-led programs that I talked about earlier would give you CSU credit, so there's no transfer credit involved. Your credit is already CSU credit. Students can easily see if the credits in these particular programs will work for their degrees. Many other programs, such as our affiliate programs and our exchange programs, would be transfer credit through another institution. For transfer credits, there's really 2 steps in ensuring the credits will work for your degree, both of which take place long before you depart, so you can have confidence in how the courses you take abroad will transfer back to CSU. There's no guesswork involved. We will make sure that you're confident in what that's going to look like. First, you have to have your coursework reviewed by the CSU Registrar's Office. They'll take a look at classes that you're interested in taking, and they will evaluate how many credits each one of those courses is worth, and if the course qualifies as upper or lower division credits. From there, your academic department will determine how the coursework might fulfill your actual degree requirements. With these approvals, you'll know how these credits will keep you on track to graduate in a timely manner. I know all of that sounds really complex. We have an easy step-by-step process that we will help walk you through. And that process really starts with what we call the transfer credit form that you can see here. Once you find a program, you'll complete this form with courses that you're considering taking abroad. You'll submit the form to the CSU registrar, and from there, the form will be routed to your academic department and then finally back to our office. You'll be looped into this email chain as the form makes the round, so you'll always know where we are in the process, and you'll have a completed signed copy of the form once it's fully reviewed. The transfer credit form is just one step in the process of going abroad. As I mentioned earlier, just know our staff is here for you throughout the entire process. You can visit the Start Here page on the Education Abroad website to see a step-by-step toolbox for how to find a program, apply, and prepare to go abroad, including the transfer credit form. In addition to the resources on our website and in our office, there are several systems of support to assist you in planning to go abroad. Throughout the process, you'll work with several people across campus, including your academic advisor or your ASC, your program leader, program advisor, or partner organization, depending on the type of program that you're on. And then obviously you'll work with our office as well. Together, we'll provide you with all the support that you need to navigate the process. In addition to our Education Abroad staff, our office also has a team of peer advisors who are really critical members of our team. Our peers have all gone abroad with CSU and are a tremendous resource to you as a CSU student. Our peers have open advising hours throughout the week. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, during which you can meet with them to learn more about the student experience of being abroad and really get a perspective from a fellow student. To learn more about our peer advisors or to check out their open advising schedule, visit the Contact Education Abroad page on the EA website. Lastly, I want to talk briefly about the financial aid and scholarships aspect of going abroad. Did you know the majority of your scholarships, grants, loans, and other forms of financial aid can go abroad with you? To learn more, you can reach out to our Financial Aid for Education Abroad team and meet with our colleagues, Cindy and Evelyn. They work in the Office of Financial Aid and they work specifically with students going abroad. They can talk with you about your current financial aid package and how it can be used to go abroad. Scholarships will rarely fully fund your program, but they can definitely close gaps between your current financial aid and what you'll need to go abroad. We'll also have scholarship and fundraising workshops throughout the year so you can find and obtain more sources of funding to go abroad. You can always make an appointment to meet with the Financial Aid for Education Abroad team by going to the Contact Education Abroad page on our website. At an appointment, you can really look at your current financial aid, the grants, loans, scholarships you already get, and they can give you a specific idea of what money you can take abroad with you. It's a good idea to talk to financial aid before making a final decision on a program, or even as you're in the decision-making process, because they can help you determine if a program really fits within the budget or not. First thing for scholarships is always knowing the deadlines. With any scholarship application process, knowing the deadline is the most important step. There are several different scholarship opportunities available for CSU students. One of the most important is through our EA Common Scholarship application. There's over 20 different scholarships that this one application applies to. You can see our deadlines here for upcoming programs. For programs beginning November 1st through next September, we have an October 1st deadline. And then for programs starting later this spring, all the way through next spring, we have an April 1st deadline. So our Common Scholarship application has 2 deadlines a year. You're welcome to apply through either deadline that meets your program dates. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of going abroad within the College of Health and Human Sciences. As far as next steps go, if you're looking at going abroad or you want to learn more, our open advising is a fantastic first step to take. You can meet with our peer advisors or with EA staff through open advising. Our peer advisors are available Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4. EA staff have different open advising hours, Tuesday from 1 to 4, Wednesdays from 9 to 12 and 1 to 4, and then Thursdays from 9 to 12. On this slide, you can see a QR code that would take you to the Contact Education Abroad page where you can see all this information and links to the Zoom account for the open advising hours. We do have open advising available via Zoom or in person, so you can always just come by the office or you can access open advising via Zoom. The second QR code to the right, you can scan for directions to Laurel Hall if you'd like to come by in person. Lastly, I want to give you a QR code as well for our Start Here page. As I mentioned earlier, our Start Here page is really a toolbox, step-by-step process for how to go abroad with links to every single step, all the information that you would need. For sure, scan this QR code, check out the Start Here page, come by and see us. We'll help you find a program that's right for you. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.